Now with more reaction, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Senator Scott, so much to discuss with you tonight. We'll get to Graham Plattner and your colleagues in the Senate on the Democratic side and how they've behaved. But first, I want to get your reaction to today's news coming out of NATO, whether you want to talk about Ukraine, Iran. The president gave us so much to discuss. Sir?
Yes. Well, Kellyanne, thanks for having me tonight. There's no doubt that what we're seeing today on the global stage is what we've been desperately looking for in an American president: strength, a steel cord running down his backbone without any question. President Trump is pushing Iran into the smallest corner in all of the Middle East. That's good news for global peace, number one. Number two, it is the Iranians, Kellyanne, that continue to break the ceasefire. They are threatening civilians, they're attacking ships, and they are actually making the world less safe. President Trump drew a red line. You cross his red line, unlike President Obama's red line. When you cross President Trump's red line, there are consequences. And we are seeing the force of the American military. We're seeing the force of a strong, powerful, clear-spoken president in reaction to the bad behavior of Iran. Every single time you have a negotiation with Iran, they tell you who they are. We should just believe them. You cannot make a good deal with bad actors. President Trump at the table. The Iranians, they have tempted him, and he is struck. That is good news for the world. And frankly, it might be good news for the Iranian people. They have a chance to rise up, change their regime, and the world will be a better place. But that decision is theirs. President Trump has been strong, he's been clear, and the NATO allies, by the way, coming to the table to pay their fair share. Good news as well. So thank God we have President Donald J. Trump doing his job.
Well, thank God we have you in the United States Senate, too, sir. And you're absolutely right. Getting NATO to pay their fair share, I mean, that is the whole point. And as Secretary General Mark Rutte of NATO said, no one could have gotten that done. Even the German president, the chancellor, said no one could have gotten that done except President Trump. Let's move on up to Maine, if we can. We finally got rid of the Nazi-tattooed alleged abuser, rapist, Graham Plattner, 11-minute video. Painful for me to watch just because I'm not a professional therapist. He should get one. But talk to me as both a civilized human being who has an unbelievable background and story and probably can't believe in your lifetime you're watching Democrats you know march towards socialism and communism. And, sir, talk to me as the chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, whose job it is this year to make sure that we keep, if not grow, our majority in the Senate. How is that affected tonight in Maine?
Well, Kellyanne, let's just start with the person, and then we'll move to the politics. The person, how in the world did the Democrat Party decide to nominate Graham Plattner? He is not just someone who has one allegation against him, multiple allegations against him. And then even when he was in uniform, he talked about other special forces members who deserve to die. This is someone whose entire story on the campaign trail has been antithetical to who we are as Americans. We love our men and women in uniform. We expect them to act and behave above and beyond the average person. And Graham Plattner has just been a dismal failure. Here's a person we should say is not just immoral, he is amoral. There seems to be no moral threshold in him whatsoever. And from the politics, the elites in Washington decided that they cared more about power than they did about the Mainers themselves, the people. And because of that, whether it was Elizabeth Warren, whether it was Bernie Sanders, Roe in the House, we've seen all these Democrat leaders stand up and say, we want more Graham Plattners in our party. We want more socialists, communists, and alleged rapists. It's unbelievable.
It is, and there's more in Michigan and Wisconsin and Colorado. We're facing a lot. Absolutely. Senator Tim Scott, always such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your leadership, and thanks for joining me tonight.